guys, today I have a new everything I have pan on update. So this will be update 3. Let's get cozy. Okay, so today is all eyeshadow and a highlighter and a brow product. So, and then I think the rest of what's in my little bin here, there's still a lot in there to go through. I'm pretty sure it's like all eyeshadow from here on out. So let's just get right into it. Let's start with the brow product. So first we have the Becca Shadow and Light Brow Contour Mousse in Cocoa. And this was recently in my whole collection project pan. And we have a little baby pan in there in the brow side. If you can tell. I kept using this after I hit pan on it. So the pan did get covered up a little bit more. It was definitely more visible, but I kept using it, so it kind of got squished around even more. But that is pan number 1 for today. And the second pan that I have that's not an eyeshadow is my Becca highlighter in the shade Opal. My cat's somewhere around here, climbing around if you hear her. And that is what it looks like. This, I think I put in my rolling makeup project pan to try to hit pan on it, which I did. Most of this was just kind of natural use because I did wear this a ton, mostly when I was in college. I wore that a lot. All right. Now we have eyeshadow. We have 4 Super Shock shadows to talk about today. So let's do those first. We have Like a Shot, which is an ultra metallic. And this is what this one looks like. This one's actually newer to me, as opposed to some of the others that are like a year or 2 old. This one I think I bought within the last year. I think I got this Christmas time. So there's that one. It's like a peachy champagne. I don't know what she found to play with, but I'm sorry if you can hear all that. My hair is also driving me crazy. I need to get it done. It's on my to-do list for very soon. Okay, the next one I have is Party of 5, and this is an ultra glitter. And this is what this one looks like. It's like a purple. It's really pretty, and it shifts to like pink, blue, and green. I don't know how well you can tell, but this one's really pretty as well. This is one of my favorite ones. I need to pull that out more. And then we have I Like You, which is an ultra glitter. This one's a little interesting. This one is like a tangerine orange, and it has pink and orange glitter. This one's not an everyday color for me, but when I was using it, it was really fun. All right, and the last Super Shock I have to talk about today is the shade Off the Grid, and this is an ultra glitter. This one was recently in my rolling makeup project pan, and since it's so dark, I just used this as a liner. And it's just like a really dark raspberry wine color. And what color are the glitters? Gold glitter. It was really pretty as a liner. It's hard for me to use something this dark just all over the lid. I typically go for like something light and glittery, kind of like I have on today. Okay, I have 2 color tattoos to talk about. We have Bad to the Bronze, which is right here. There's quite a bit gone out of here, actually. I need to pull these out more. They're pretty old. I think I got them all in high school, which was a long time ago. But yeah, I need to work on these more. And then we have Pomegranate Punk. If I can open it. Which has just a baby pan, But there is so much gone out of here. I don't remember using it that much, but this was one of my favorites, I guess, in high school, and it's really dark. So there we go. I could probably use that up pretty quickly once I mix it around, because I think they're probably pretty dry. Okay, let's get into palettes. All of these, I think, yeah, every single one of these palettes was in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, and that's how I got the pan. So first we have my Santee Shadow palette. This is from Shop Miss A. And we have pan on the brown shade. This formula is actually pretty good. It's very soft, but you get a lot of pigment off, and I don't know, I really liked it. It's kind of, it feels almost like a cream shadow, even though it's not. All right, next we have two pans in my Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette. They were both in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. I'm gonna try to be careful because that blue pops out. But we have pan in Bathwater, which took me forever. And we also have pan in Punk, which I used as an eyeliner, but that still took me forever. The dip in this one is massive. But I did really enjoy having this out. I hope this gets, I mean, they're really hard to hit pan on, but I kind of hope these get rolled in to that project again. Okay, next we have, this was a recent one in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. This is my Pure in My Little Pony, and we have the shade Laughter that has pan, and it's right here, and it's like a rose gold. A nice dip in there as well with a little baby pan. All right, we have two more Urban Decay palettes. We have my Urban Decay Shadow Box, and we have pan on Baked Cowboy, which is the gold up top. And then we have my Urban Decay Ammo palette, which has pan on Polyester Bride, which is just like a white shimmer. All right, I have a few more pulled out. I might pull out a couple more. We'll see. All right, we have my Absolute Icon palette. I have 3 of these, but only one has pan, and this one was recently in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. And we have pan on Primrose. Just a little pan, but this one, I love this color. This one was really pretty, and I really liked working on this one. If I wasn't panning so many eyeshadows at the time that I had this pulled out, I definitely would have kept working on it because I really enjoyed this one a lot. And then last up on my desk, we have my Cargo Getaway palette. And we have pan on Highway, which is right here. Again, another liner shade. Let's pull a few more things to talk about. Let's see, what do we have? We have 2 more cream eyeshadows. We have 2 ColourPops here. We have my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Acorn, and this is a satin shade. We have a huge pan on this one. I could definitely use this guy up as well, but I usually use it as an eye base, and I'm currently panning like 7 eye bases, I think, which is a lot. So there's that guy. Really pretty color. I actually naturally hit pan on this one, like a lot of pan on this one, and then I smushed it all back down and I hit this pan again in a Pan Those Eyeshadows. All right, and then the last ColourPop we have is a Pearlized, and this is the shade Candyman. It's supposed to be a highlighter, but way too dark for me for highlighter, so I used this as an eyeshadow. We have some nice shiny pan in there. We have one more single eyeshadow, but it's a powder, And this was in my Pan Those eyeshadows as well. And this is the Smashbox Photo Op eyeshadow in Hazelnut in the tiniest little prick of pan. So tiny. But counting it, there is pan there. We have a little eyeshadow trio. This is the LA Colors Trio in Orchid. And we have pan on the brown shade. This again was in my Pan Those eyeshadows, as pretty much all of this is. And then we have my Bad Habit After Hours palette. And we hit pan on this one in my whole collection project pan. Another brown liner shade. We seem to get a lot of those because I have so many of them in my collection. Let's grab a few more items. Okay, I grabbed a few more things, and then there's enough in there for I think just one more video. So that'll work out good. Okay, we have 2 more cream shadows. So many. I have pan on all of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows, except for I think like 2 of them. Anyway, we have my Ace Beauté Glimmer Shadow in Cotton Candy. This one is really pretty. It's like pink, bright pink, coral with gold glitter. I like this one. I got this from BoxyCharm as a duo with the Ice Latte shade that I'm currently working on. Okay, one more cream eyeshadow, and this is a ColourPop Super Shock shadow in the shade Bouncy, and it's an Ultra Glitter. This one I think was in my Pan Those eyeshadows, like my very first Pan Those eyeshadows. I think this was in. And it's such an interesting shade. It's like a taupey, silvery brown, and then it has purple, pink, and blue glitter. I don't know how well, yeah, you can't really tell on camera, but it's so interesting in person. All right, we have 3 palettes to talk about, and then we will wrap this up. First, we have my Face Candy Disco Fever, and we were working on the shade Psych in my Pan Those eyeshadows, which is this silver. It's kind of hard to see the pan on this one because it's the same color as the eyeshadow. There, you can kind of see it there. But this one was fun to work on. I think I use this on the lower lash line most of the time. And then we have another Face Candy palette. This is my Wild palette. And we had the shade Hot Mess in my Pan Those eyeshadows, which is right here. And then we also were able to hit a bonus pan on Sensation while I was working on Hot Mess. Just little pans, but it actually took a lot longer than I thought it was going to because it's so pigmented that I didn't have to use much product at all. The last palette is my Lorac Mega Pro 4 palette. I have 2 pans in here, I believe. Yep, 2. So they're both in my Pan Those eyeshadows at different times. We were first working on Butterscotch a long time ago, and then we had Spice in, I think last year I had Spice in, but that one was somewhat more recently. But we have 2 nice shiny pans in this palette as well. I really like the color story of this palette. It's definitely more like muted, but I want to pull this out for spring. So I kind of hope it gets rolled into a project. Because that's really the only way that I can fit something into my life right now, is if it's in a project. But this is going to wrap it up for today's update. I'm going to film the last one right after this one. But that's everything that I have for this video. I hope you guys liked this video. And guys, I have so many pans. This is like, made me realize I have so many pans. I used to not have many at all because as soon as I hit pan on something, I usually would just go ahead and use it right up. But man, I've hit pan on a lot of eyeshadows, which I think I'm almost at 100 eyeshadows. So I guess that makes sense that we have like at least 100 things to talk about. Wow. Yeah, didn't put that one together. Anyway, we have one more video And then that'll wrap it all up. And then eventually I'll do another update once I have new pants to talk about. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys like this video. And definitely like, comment, and subscribe down below for more. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.